more than just the headline. This is News Extra on Radio Now 95.3 FM.
Senegal goes to the polls in February to elect its fifth president in an election that will be keenly observed by Africa and the rest of the world. Incumbent President Macky Sall will not be seeking re-election, having reached the two-term limit decreed by the constitution of his country. But the eyes of the world are fixed on the country following the ruling by the Supreme Court of Senegal that upheld the ruling of a constitutional court barring Ousmane Sonko, the main opposition leader, from being on the country's ballot. Radio Now's Stephen Imedegu speaks with Mamadou Traore. Mr. Traore is the president of the Council for the Observation of the Rules of Ethics and Professional Conduct in Dakar, the capital of Senegal. Mr. Traore starts by telling Stephen when the Constitutional Council of Senegal will announce the candidates for the 2024 presidential elections.
Can you give us a quick overview of the preparations by the Electoral Commission and the readiness of Senegal as a whole for these elections?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Preparing this election, we are waiting for a very key date, meaning on January the 20th, when the Constitutional Council will announce those who will run really for the next month's presidential election. For the time being, this council has been looking at what we call the sponsorship, because this is the way it works in Senegal. Before you can run, you go to see the voters, and then something like a certain number of voters have to sponsor you. And over something like 93 people did that. And at the end of the day, 3 days ago, the Constitutional Council so far, said that nine out of 93 succeeded in that. And there is another list of 20 more candidates who will get a second chance to come and try to make it.
The top name, as far as opposition candidates are concerned, is Ousmane Sonko, and he has been ruled out of this particular
the top
election.
Name. For the ruling party is since the current president cannot run again because he has done his 2 terms. He chose his current prime minister Amadou Ba, and on the opposition, everybody is waiting for Ousmane Sonko to be possible to run, because he is in legal jeopardy. Meaning, 3 days ago, when the Constitutional Council looked at his file, they decided that he cannot run. But his lawyers decided to contest that decision coming from the council. So we'll have to wait for the coming week to see if Ousmane Sonko will be a candidate for next year election, because either he participate or not is a big news for what is coming next.
Is there any specific reason as to why the Supreme Court in Senegal has prevented Mr. Sonko from running?
In fact, it is not the Supreme Court. Here we have what we call the Constitutional Council. So they said a lawyer who is representing Sonko there, that when they look at his file, there is something missing, but they didn't tell him so far what is missing. But people are suspecting, because when you look at the news in Senegal over the last weeks, we noticed that when Ousmane Sonko representative went to the body at the Ministry of Home Affairs in charge of organizing election, they refused to give him documents for him to go and look and get his sponsorship. But they refused radically. And when he brought the money for the candidate to be able to run, he get the same treatment. Those people say that they won't give him the document showing that he submitted that required money. So people are supposing that maybe both documents, because it's not a refusal. It's not Ousmane Sonko didn't try to get it, but the people in the administration refused to give him those documents, or maybe that's what they consider that is missing. And now the big debate is if it's that those documents are missing, it's not Usman Sonko guiltiness. It's the administration which is guilty in that situation.
Does Mr. Sonko have any time to surmount the legal hurdles in front of him before running for the elections?
Yeah, it's the coming week. The coming week is a key week for all Mr. Sonko and other candidates, because there are 22 who has a second chance to go and look for sponsorship, because the first sponsorship they submitted, the number required, they didn't reach that number. So we are entering a very key week, because the coming week the Constitutional Council will decide for Usman Sonko and this other candidate, 2022 to be exact.
Could you talk to us as regards the coverage for these elections? What is the media community in Senegal doing towards preparing for the elections?
Yeah, you know, Senegal, the press has been highlighted as doing a good job starting, for this change in power in 2000, when President Wade defeated the incumbent then, which was President Abdou Diouf, after 20 years in power. And then since then, we've covered, this will be the fifth presidential election we'll be covering. And we have a chance here in Senegal, the media, on the day of the vote, when the ballots are closed at 6 o'clock, we are allowed to give, live the results when they become public, which is not the case in many African countries. So in behaving that way, we contribute in making this election transparent. And going to this coming election, we won't change anything. But the problem we are witnessing is since March 2021, when this affair between Usman Sonko and that lady in the beauty salon started. The press has been attacked, and then the press sometimes is criticizing for being partial, being in favor of Usman Sonko, being in favor of Macky Sall, which is the current president. We sometimes do have hard times, but as a whole, the press in Senegal is very professional, and we as a body, what the body I'm presiding over, I'm chairing, is called Correct. We are paying attention to the way the press is covering all of this, and if there is something to correct, we do that. We intervene and do that, and do it.
Can you speak to the mood of the Senegalese people ahead of the elections? What have been some of the conversations that the Senegalese people have brought to the media as things they will be looking out for in choosing the next president of Senegal?
Yeah, most Senegalese want this election to be inclusive. It means people don't want Usman Sonko to be out of the election, because they consider that he represents, a lot of Senegalese. And when you look at, this justice cases he's involved in, so far there is no final decision. Even if this defamation case, the Supreme Court decided, but his lawyers said that there is one last chance, and that's why they say Usman Sonko can run again, because for the other cases, this affair with the lady in the beauty salon, so there will be another trial, and there are other cases which are not a done deal. So that's why when you look at people, they want this election to be a very open one. They don't want, as they criticize the current president, to select those who run, because as I said it earlier, Usman Sonko taking part in the election of not taking part is something people are looking after, because they consider that maybe he has big chance to become the fifth president of Senegal. But that is the decision for the voters. Nobody knows who will win, but he has big chances, if he's allowed to run, to win the next presidential election.
That was Mamadou Chore, President of the Council for the Observation of the Rules of Ethics and Professional Conduct in Dakar, the capital of Senegal, speaking to Radio Now's Stephen Imediegu on the upcoming Senegalese presidential elections expected to hold next month, February 2024. And that's News Extra here on Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. Stick around in just a bit. The news review comes your way.